All right, hello everyone. Apologies for the wait. I was kind of running late here. This is ASU's Pair speaking. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm joined today by Filisberto. Say hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All right, so in the chat we've got Zaitama, we've got Flames, we've got Attrition, we've got Not Marley, we've got Expert Player. How's it going, everybody? Hope you are doing very well on this. Well, it's Saturday or Sunday for some people, depending on time zones. So, pretty exciting match here. We've got MoC versus WL. This is an elimination match, so whichever team wins this best of three is into the top 8, and whichever team loses is out of the tournament. So very high stakes here. What do you think in this matchup, Phyllis? Who do you think has the edge?
Well, it is a rematch, and I do expect WL to have the bigger edge just because the type of players they have. But I'm looking forward to see what MoC can do, and hopefully they can give us a show.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hopeful these will be pretty exciting games. I see Emerald Mage and Phantom. How's it going? So before our show gets started, I'm going to play the intro video, and then we're going to talk through the donations, and then we're just going to jump straight into game number 1. So sit tight, get your drinks, get your food, all that, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, just guys, seriously, let's have fun and let's finish this thing. Let's make another one. This is really great. It's much more, maybe not fascinating, maybe not exciting, but it's something new. Forget about the rewards. As a matter of fact, at least in my part, I don't really care about the rewards. I don't really care about the status. I don't really care about being in the Hall of Fame or anything. I'm just doing it because it's fun, and we all have our jobs, we all have our lives to live, and if we can put something beautiful, something good into it, all the better. We got enough problems already, and yeah, it's just one way of getting rid of your problem. None of us are saints, no one's insane, and everyone's equally good. It's just that we're much better. We can see, we have this vision. We can feel what other players are gonna do, and you're gonna have to outsmart us. Don't beat the wall with your head. Don't think it's just 1 or 0, computer language. You gotta think, you gotta adapt, you gotta outthink us, and yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, look at this big attack here by Paladin. He's going on with Siege. He's going for London. Does get the... He moves his cap just before they get the sack. And Immaculate knows what time it is too. It's militia time, baby.
Oh boy. That's Demon King. Demon King is the kind of player who doesn't shy away from going all in. Intense battle going on here between iRush and Linky.
Wow, wait, is this legal?
I'll have to check the rule book. Yeah, that was a game-changing moment.
His cap was taken, but it was just a distraction.
I know about Linky very much, so I think it will be not a very difficult game for me.
TNT is... Wait a second. Wait a second. Mouse calls the GG. Wait a second. What? This is Why is he calling GG? Mouse, you got a massive army. That is a lot of heavy knights. And this is the only time when they have a chance. If they don't destroy Linky's army right now, game's over. That'll be crazy.
And Colossus has gone down for Linky here, and he's Inca, guys. He's Inca. This is not just an ordinary Colossus. More about delaying that build.
Oh no, man! I have a feeling, and nobody is raiding Mouse. That's an issue. Nobody is raiding Mouse. Ooh, Mouse is actually in the lead now. That was all of that.
But literally those arrows.
Sacrificed by Steve.
Oh, look! There is a hoplite there coming through.
Whoa!
Oh my God! Is this gonna hit?
No. Will it get it there in time? Will it get it in time? Yeah, it gets there in time.
Is he gonna get the hit? Is he gonna get the hit? He does get the hit. Oh my God!
No, that was
Oh my God!
TNT saved the day in the end. What just happened, man? What just happened?
Clutch play I've ever seen in the history of Rise of Nations.
All right. Hope everybody enjoyed that little intro video. Before we get started, we're going to talk about the donations quickly. If you like the Nomadium 3 and you like our casting and you want to support the tournament and you want to support our casting, you can definitely go ahead and donate to the prize pool here. We've got $765 out of $1,000, so that's pretty good. Big thanks to everybody who's donated so far. You can find the donation link in the tournament link, and that tournament link you can find in the YouTube description below. In addition, in that tournament link, you can also find upcoming results, recent results and upcoming matches. So all the goodies there. So big, definitely a big resource, and I would definitely recommend using that if that's something you're interested in. All right, that's enough blabbering for me. Let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I'm pulling up Resonations now. Okay, I am paused at 0 seconds when you are ready.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is the third round of the round of 16. So that means we're gonna start on African Watering Hole. One of the more hotly contested as to whether it's a great map or a terrible map. I think generally ending on the terrible map end, but everybody has their own opinion. So we'll have to see. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. For Team MoC, we've got Gladiator as the Tier 1 player with Japanese, Expert player as the Tier 2 player with Iroquois, and Raiden as the Tier 3 player with Indians. On the other side, we've got Jatten, for WL, we've got Jatten as the Tier 1 player as Germans, Proles as the Tier 2 player with Iroquois, and Fatabi as the Tier 3 player with Nubians. And as a quick reminder to those in the chat, if you have played these games or you're on any of the teams, please don't participate in chat. We really appreciate just no spoilers whatsoever. So if you did play these games, do not participate in chat. Thanks. All right, yeah, so what do you like here, Filisberto?
So first thing I'm going to see is Jatten's Germans. So this map, mountains can be pretty scarce, and Germans, if you even just have one, you should have enough for most of the game. So I really like that. The Iroquois matchup's fine, both mirror in a sense like that. The only thing that's pretty dynamic is the Indians pick versus Nubians pick. Nubians can be really risky in times if you don't have the right rares. And on this map, rares are pretty scarce, so it's going to be interesting to see what Fatabi can do with Nubians. Yeah,
honestly, I'm very surprised by this Nubians pick. I think this is like their worst map by far, at least from my experience. Like, if you don't have a good rare near you, you usually just you usually don't play well. And then even the later game, right? Nubians, a lot of their power comes from getting 50% extra bonus knowledge from knowledge rares, right? Or wealth from wealth rares. But when there's only 6 rares to use as opposed to the 10 you may have access to, it becomes like the late game is a lot harder for the Nubian player. So I'm definitely very surprised that they picked Nubians. I do think the point you made about the mountains is definitely a very valid one, and it could be one reason why WL is choosing to pick Germans over Japanese or Lakota faster nation, or slightly faster nation anyways.
Right, and then quickly to touch up on the Nubians pick, it can work, especially if the rares are there, but I think what Fatabi was going for was the ability to buy wood, because if you can buy more wood, you can make more boats to win water. Yeah. And water is how you win this map, so it could work.
That's fair. We'll have to see. We'll keep our eye on Fatabi throughout this game, because that definitely is one interesting strategy to work with Nubians. Nubians, one of the more flexible nations in the nation pool, especially for tier 3, so that's kind of why they're picked a lot. All right, let's talk about where the players are located. So on the bottom side, on the right side, we've got the light blue Germans player, Jatten, kind of in his pocket over here. We've got his ally, the blue Nubians player, Fatabi. And then on the very left wing, we've got the purple Iroquois player, Proles. And right next to Proles, we've got the yellow Indians player, Raiden. In the pocket, the red Iroquois player, Expert player, and the green Japanese player, Gladiator. So this is a pretty interesting spawn. Let's first talk about the Nubian rares. So next to Fatabi, he's got access to Spice, and he's got access to Pappy, at least for the close rares. And then otherwise, there's nothing super great that he can use super early on. So those are, all right rares, but he's chosen to go for some farms early on rather than merchants, it seems. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was what do you think about the nation locations? Especially I have my eye on this bottom side. I think it's going to be a pretty rough game for Raiden.
Yeah, his wood kind of got stolen. Very tough position for him, I'd say.
Yeah. Also, he's right next to a Iroquois player, and that's usually not a good sign. Especially because, Iroquois have that very strong, they just go mill 1 and they build a scout, and that makes it, they also have a lot of food from the woodcutter camp. It can be a really strong start to face off start to face off against, especially if you are, an Indians player, which is generally considered on the slightly slower side of nations. So we can go around the map talking about the rares quickly while we have access to Fatabi's market here. So he's got Spice and Pappy right in his territory, and then there's Obsidian next to Saratoga. And honestly, that is it for WL. Those are the only rares they have. On the other
Pappy, right?
Yeah, Pappy, Spice, and Obsidian. Those are the 3 rares.
Yeah, there we go.
On the other side for MoC, they've got Bison, they've got Sugar, they've got Marble, and then they've got Peacocks, and that's it. So basically, it's the matchup between. So I would say WL have 2 decent rares, Spice and Obsidian, and they have a good rare, Pappy. Whereas for MoC, they've got a good rare in Sugar. They've got a kind of meh rare in Bison, and Peacocks, which is also kind of a meh rare. So I think I'd give the edge to WL in terms of rares, even though they do have less of them. What do you think?
I think. Actually, I think it's heavily favored to WL because Nubians has 3 knowledge rares, and he's all getting extra knowledge from each of those rares. So actually, I really like Fatabi's Nubians pick because it's going to pay off now with the right rares.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look at the ruins counts. I'm at 445 right now. We can take a quick look at the ruins counts. So far, it looks pretty even so far. It's only Gladiator who has 3 ruins compared to a bunch of other people who have 4. But everybody else is actually doing pretty similarly. I think Jatten has the most ruins with 6 ruins thus far. And he's a German player, the tier 1 player. So I expect him to have a very fast start this game.
I think Prolaze is trying to go for Mill 1.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a good strategy, considering he's right up against an Indians player, and Raiden has already sniffed this out and said, okay, well, I guess I'm going Mill 1. Prolaze is going to finish up that barracks quickly, and Raiden's going to throw down the barracks as well. So it looks like Raiden is going to keep his barracks alive at least, and Prolaze has scouted his enemy's wood camp, so I imagine he's going to make a beeline there immediately. For the other players, so it looks like we've got the Japanese player going Commerce 1. Jatten is actually going to go Civic 1. And I think Gladiator... No, yeah, nobody else has a tech yet. Fatabi's going to finish up his Commerce 1 now. And so we're going to take a look at Prolaze's units here. He's built an archer and a spearman, and he's actually going to queue up a second spearman here. He's trying to get maximum damage. On the other side for Raiden, he's queued up a slinger already, and I'm surprised he actually isn't going for an archer. He's going to go for a forward tower instead.
Red.
Yeah, I think as the heavy's coming too, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough. He now barely has enough wood for archer, but doesn't actually have enough wealth. So he's actually in big trouble here. Oh, he got
get
sent
the tower
wealth
up, it might work.
Yeah, he got sent wealth from the Iroquois player, so that's actually going to help him out a lot. However, his wood line's getting raided, and I think he's going to lose a citizen here, which is pretty painful this early on.
Yeah, and he only has 5 wood, so
yeah,
it could be tough.
The tower does go up, and I mean, it is helping him defend, kind of. It's actually not quite in the range of this woodcutter camp, which is really awkward. A little bit of a yikes there. Raiden's losing some citizens on that backside, and this looks like pretty much a disaster for him thus far. Prolaze actually went back for another slinger there. So the water battles are going to start commencing. We do see these players going to go for mill. Fatabi going to go for mill. Jatten's still a bit off, and the first heavy ship is already here from Gladiator, the green Japanese player.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know about Raiden, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think this tower is really not paying off. It's not even in range for the wood camp. There are 2 heavy infantry units heading to his ally Iroquois players' cities, so I think he's in big trouble. I feel like this reaction was really not good.
Yeah, but then again, his positioning was so unlucky with the the wood situation, so you can't give him too much crap for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
He was an unlucky spot.
Yeah. Some military raids in the land from the opposing Iroquois player. I'm going to find some damage, might be able to snipe this Pappy merchant with a spearman. And, you know, I was already causing some garrisons of citizens. Oh, maybe this this merchant barely lives, which is very fortunate for WL.
Yeah, and you see Gladiator's doing really well in the water. He has 3 heavy ships already, and they should be able to keep it.
Yeah, it seems like they do have the advantage. Fatabi's infinite queuing triremes. He's already got 2 already, so you know, and Prolaze is going to be late to water. So But on the other side, we see in the back here, Expert Player is getting his wood line raided by these heavies that Raiden really failed to deal with. I feel like his units were just really out of place. I'm not really sure where his archer's been up to, but he's very behind compared to Prolays.
Yeah. And then you can see the power of Nubians right now, because I think Vatabi is going to start buying wood for more triremes, because he can have trireme production all day long. And you can already see he has 3 ships matching the Japan player.
Yeah. Some decent micro from all the players. Fatabi wisely microing backwards. He might actually lose this trireme here if Gladiator can target fire it.
3 health, 3
health,
yep,
3 health.
He got it.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. Wow, that is a big blow, and definitely an oops from Fatabi. Really didn't want to lose that one. On the other side, Prolays is still doing work in the back here against Expert Player, and Raiden's still really just not been able to either match or hurt Prolays in any way. He's now going to go for Civic, and his economy is definitely stunted.
4 kills already too. Yeah. 4
Fatabi's going to lose
Prolays.
another heavy ship. Definitely not a loss he can afford to be taking at this time. And so far, it's only Gladiator in the water for his team. Expert Player has now made 1 trireme. And look at this, Prolays is raiding Gladiator and back now. Gladiator has aged up to the classical age, but this heavy infantry from Prolays is really, really annoying. I think his other heavy infantry is still alive. He's still raiding Raiden on this backside with all these citizens.
Yeah,
really
very
feels
well
like
done by Prolays.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely crushing this game so far.
However, I think Raiden's getting a forward city right now to get at that wood again.
Yeah, this is it looks like Prolays is gonna lose this wood. He's actually his temple's getting denied market's getting denied right now by an Expert Player, but it's gonna get cleaned up by Jan's archer. A lot of action early on, and this is kind of expected of really high caliber players such as these. So a lot of constant battles in both the land and the water, and it looks like Gladiator's going to throw down Hanging Gardens. I'm at 955, and this is pretty. It's definitely an interesting choice, especially considering they've scouted their opponents have Pappy, so their opponents do have better late game rares, but.
Yeah, triple knowledge rares. They will get out boomed if they don't do something.
Yeah. In the water, it looks like WL have taken the momentary advantage here. It looks like both sides are just choosing to upgrade to triremes here. Galleys. I mean, we've got 4 galleys from from Gladiator, who's actually crushing this game so far. If you look at his score, he's miles ahead of everybody else.
Almost, yeah, he's almost double of Raiden and Expert Player. Holy cow.
There's no way that Fatabi can fight this. I mean, they just need heavy ships here. Jadden is the only one who's age, or fire rafts. I mean, Jadden is the only one who's age 2 now, and Expert Player is also going to age up. Let's take a look at how Raiden's doing. He's 300 food off age, and Prolays is 200 food off age. So actually, at the end of the day, Raiden, he's lost a bunch of citizens, he's lost a bunch of population, but he's able to get away with a functional economy for at least a little bit.
Yeah, and then again, Prolays also slowed Expert Player down.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's definitely well played from Prolays. I mean, he's sacrificing his own economic growth to hurt all 3 players from the opposing team, which is very helpful. Definitely, I think he's definitely slowed down Expert Player a lot, at least. In addition to Raiden, but obviously he's hurting his own economic growth in the process. Fatabi is going to finish up his age as Expert Player also finishes up his age. Jadden looks like he's fighting water. No rushes on land here. He's going to go for that galley upgrade. One of the best upgrades in the game for the cost. Honestly, the galleys are just so much stronger than the triremes.
Yeah, and they can take a couple fire ships as well. You can always micro them back, so it's very well done.
Looks like Prolays has chosen to go Civ. He's going to Civ towards the bottom, and now he has enough wood. He's got 2 wood camps, and Raiden also has enough wood. He's actually chosen to put a wood camp back at the front, in addition to the one at the back there.
It really wants that wood.
Yeah, he really does. He's just fighting over it. Gladiator's going to finish up this Hanging Garden pretty soon. He's actually... This Senate is kind of late, I feel like, and it looks like WL are going to make their push in the water once again. Jadden has three galleys, Fatabi has 2 triremes, and Jatten they also have a smattering of fire ships here to deal with these galleys from Gladiator. Gladiator trying his best to target fire.
This is where micro really comes into effect. We're gonna see who can out micro who, because
Yeah.
here come the fire ships, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, and so far Jatten looks like he's going to throw away a fire ship there.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also going to throw away a fire ship there, and it looks like Gladiator's fire ship is on its money. So far, it looks like MoC are in the slight lead, I would say, just because they are winning water. But expert player is going to need to help out water very soon, because I don't think Gladiator can sustain against 2 different players fighting him. Expert players might lose a trireme here.
Oh my god, yeah, experts players, Eco is actually not doing, it's not maxed out right now.
Yeah, he's
the raids really showed in.
Yeah, he's having a hard time just getting his eco going. He really needs a mine and Senate and university and stuff. Like, he needs to put down infrastructure. But it looks like WL are actually soundly defeated. They're going to retreat, and I don't think any of these galleys from Gladiator went down at all.
Yeah, very well done, very well done.
Jatten's going to go for Republic. Gladiator's going to go for Republic. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you notice, even expert player got so traumatized, he's got in the tower at his cap right now.
Yeah.
Which is, there is an Iroquois player, but he is very far away, so a little out there, I guess. But good to be safe, I guess.
Definitely a very defensive tower there. Jatten's actually gone Civic 2, so I think he expects this game to go a bit long, just recognizing that their team has Pappy and a couple knowledge rares, their opponents don't have any knowledge rares, so maybe if they take the game to the later stage of the game, maybe they have an advantage. But it is going to be this Hanging Gardens from the Japanese player that can be quite scary, or, you know, he's already at 135 knowledge income for Gladiator.
He's doing very good.
Yeah. Looks like
Very
expert
well
players.
by Gladiator.
Yeah, looks like expert players choosing to build infrastructure on the right side, and Raiden is doing okay. He needs a bunch of metal. Looks like he's struggling for metal here.
Yeah, his mine only has 2.
Yeah. Looks like there's an extra mine on the top side that Gladiator hasn't really given his teammates at all, which is a bit unfortunate. In the water, it's still battles. Looks like Gladiator's still managed to keep his galleys alive. I'm actually not sure if these are new galleys. Oh, it looks like he lost 2 galleys. And Fatabi might throw away these triremes. I'm not entirely sure. Light Ship's going to be raiding here. Prolace is also in that action. He's just making some barks. And he's going to go Senator as well. Looks like everybody's intent on going Senator. Elephant raid from Raiden. He's going to walk in. I think he should be fine to get away with this elephant because, you know, it's just so close to his territory. It's just he won't get much damage done.
Yeah, there's a Senator from Prolace. He's well protected. Should be good.
Yeah. Still, the water fights continue. All of these galleys, I mean, this galley upgrade from Gladiator has been really good. He's gotten 2 docks and 6 galleys. So
yeah, no, he's popping off right now. His eco's amazing. He's single-handedly fighting water. He's doing very well this game.
I really wish expert player would get his eco together so he could afford some barks. Because the only reason Gladiator has to retreat is because Jatten's just fielding so many heavy ships or fire rafts. I mean, you know, fire rafts do devastating area damage to these galleys, so it's really hard to fight them, especially when you have a fleet as large as Gladiators here. But he is going to push Jatten back. He's going to push WL back, and I don't think Fatabi can afford many more ships. Neither can Prolace. And so it is going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to be MoC holding control of that water.
Yeah, and then Alan in the chat saying 93 is going to carry this game, and from the looks of it, he's playing absolutely out of his mind. He's playing so good right now.
Yeah,
so
you know, he needs to max out his food and timber a little bit more, but otherwise, like the micro has been really good so far. He's been fighting water basically solo the whole game, and despite his teammates' really unfortunate losses to the opposing Iroquois player, you know, he's kind of kept them in the game by keeping control of water here.
Yeah, no, it just shows the effectiveness of an early raid, because Prolace, I think, really got into expert player's mind, because I think maybe he got thrown off his build path, because he shouldn't be as slow as he is right now.
Yeah, expert player still doesn't have Senator still, and his eco is actually terrible. He doesn't have caravans. Like, what is happening here?
Oh my god, yeah, he could get 2.
Is he like
Yeah,
asleep?
so-
Oh, devastating fire raft connection there for Jatten
Oh.
against Gladiator's Armada. He lost 3 ships there, I think.
Oh my god, wow. Yeah, where's his ships go?
I don't know.
He
They
only has
just
2 on
disappeared. They
water.
just melted. I meant 1630, by the way. I just got to 1630.
1630.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a look here. Prolays is going to go for Mill 2. We've got Fatabi going Civic 2, and he's actually going to throw down Colossus. Bit surprised that that none of the MoC players tried to snatch that Colossus earlier on, but it is definitely going to be good for the Nubians player. You know, just getting that really, really nice boom. And with all these extra knowledge rares, it's all these knowledge rares with a plus 15 knowledge, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Looks like WL have lost a lot of ships. Fatabi finally going to go back for galley upgrade. Really felt like he needed that much earlier. He's actually going to go for Droman upgrade as well. But by this rate, Gladiator should be aging soon. He's actually going to go for Commerce 2 instead of aging because he actually has enough resources for both. So he's just that rich.
Yeah, no, and if you look at the stats, the game stats, he has 15 kills to 14 despite fighting water solo. So he's doing absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we quickly look at the top side here. I'm at 1720. Jatten's got a little bit of an ambush going with some barbarians. It looks like he's going to try to go for a sneaky capsack on Kyoto.
Oh, Jatten, let me see.
Yeah, on the top side, he's got some
wow.
barbarians with the Senator.
Let's see it.
This is a very sneaky play. I don't think he's going to get it, especially considering there's an archer here for expert player, and Gladiator's army is very close by.
And expert can click up right now. He could be safe if he just
he's
clicks
actually
up.
just not clicking up for some reason. I'm very surprised. He's like, hello?
Yeah, he's 100 knowledge over. He should have clicked.
Let's take a look. I mean, he's fighting a skirmish on this right side that Fatabi's just going to throw away some units. Fatabi, SMH. Now Gladiator's going to see it, and those barbarians do a lot of damage, and he hasn't reacted yet. I'm at 1802. Okay, he's going to start running backwards. I think Jatten might get this because Gladiator was just like not paying attention.
He's just so. No, I mean, he is microing 1 versus 2 on water.
That's
so
fair.
I give
That's
him
fair.
A pass. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. He needs to force march, I think. The temple's going up here.
Back there quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I think he's gonna keep it alive. All these militia.
Militia?
Yeah, militia from Gladiator.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. And Jatten's recognized it. He's already backed his senator out.
Just good ambush by Jatten. He needs to head back
good
now,
attempt. You know, he tried his best. On this bottom side, Prolays has started sieging away. He's gotten a catapult. This is a very forward lookout and a very forward tower, and it's going to be pretty hard for Raiden to defend this, in my opinion. Raiden is doing very well for himself in wealth income. I mean, he's at 105 wealth income. That's higher than pretty much any other player in the game aside from the Nubian player with 3 caravans.
Yeah, that's just the power of India. But if Raiden wins this side, it's going to be amazing because he had the worst positioning to start.
Yeah, I think he can definitely hold this first attack because he has archer upgrade. He has 5 archers in his city and a war elephant. And if you look at Prolays' army, it's actually not that large. So I think he should be okay for a little bit. But who knows in the later game.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely stepped up his play from the first series they played because he's doing very well for his position.
Yeah, Fatabi is running in a bunch of light horses. I'm at 1916. He's running in a bunch of light horses for a raid here.
Oh, wow.
And I think he's trying to take advantage of the fact that MoC haven't really built any light horses, so they have nothing to chase these units down. So he's going to go for a raid on Sugar, which might be successful, but I think he's going to lose some of these light horses at least. Gladiator is going to age up. Let's see how close Jatten is. He can actually click up like right now, and he does click up. Fatabi he's finally gotten Mill 2, and he will have enough resources to click up to age 3.
If you look at Fatabi's eco, it's doing very well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very rich boy. Yeah.
600 knowledge in the bank. He's ready to go. Science too. Yeah, he should be able to do something.
Yeah, an expert player. I feel like he's been like a bit AFK this whole game. Like, what has he been up to? He hasn't been getting pressured like Raiden has. He's been building some ships, but he doesn't even have galley upgrade. He's finally going to go back for it. I feel like he's kind of letting his team down here.
Yeah, it's just the power of Prolays is just getting into his head early, and you can really switch up someone's game style if you hit them early like that and they don't expect it. So I think he should catch up because his team's in trouble.
Yeah. Looks like Jatten has recognized that he needs to be on the defensive here. He's already going to throw down a fort against the pretty large army of Gladiator. Gladiator having 2 catapults, 4 crossbows, and 5 heavy cavalry. And it looks like they're Looks like at the end of the day, Gladiators lost a lot of ships. Just the repeated barrage of ships from Jatten and Fatabi eventually won them the water there for WL.
Yeah, you're gonna lose 1v2 every time. It's okay. He's played amazing, and his teammates need help.
Yeah. I really don't know what Expert player's up to this game. Like, I feel like he's actually had like 0 impact. Like, aside from the first couple raids, like, he's just like,
yeah.
I'm just really like, hello, are you there? On the bottom side,
unfortunate.
Yeah, on the bottom side, it's a stalemate between Raiden and Prolays. I would love to see Raiden bring his archers a little bit more forward. That way he can slowly shoot away at Prolays' units. And actually, Prolays is going to finish aging up, and Raiden's going to age up as well. Eco-wise, Prolays is doing a little bit better, except for the wealth income. So,
yeah, it gives Raiden some chances, but overall, Prolay should be able to close this side out. Just because Raiden's positioning was so unlucky, so
yeah,
you should be able to win from here.
And now Jatten and Fatabi are frantically, or I think that, yeah, they're frantically making army because they recognize, okay, well, we fought water for like 10 minutes. We might as well start making land army now that we've won the water, which is, a good choice. They do, in fact, need land army to win this map. That is... No, that is part of it.
And Gladiator did both at the same time, so
he's
playing very well.
Yeah, definitely Gladiator carrying his team here. Again, expert player a bit asleep at the wheel. I'm not really sure what he's been up to this whole time. Prolays and Raiden are gonna upgrade their units. I think Raiden should be okay to hold this side, but obviously it's just holding might not be good enough because. You're dealing with a Colossus Nubians player and a Germans player who's got a pretty good boom. Already has Mill 3 and will probably get Tactics very soon. Also has Calm 2 as well. So, and in fact, if you look at the scores, Jatten has actually passed Gladiator in scores, so it's pretty scary. And also this choke point is pretty brutal. I mean, even though Gladiator had a bunch of heavy cavalry, which are very good against all of these archers from WL, I mean, these trees are just hurting him a ton. He just can't rock in at all.
Yep, very, very underlooked. Natural defenses are so important to defend.
Yeah, although it looks like Fatabi just threw away like 6 archers, so yeah, there's that.
The season of giving, Fatabi.
Yeah. On the backside, Fatabi's actually still raiding with these light horses, and it looks like expert player's not paying attention. Yeah, and it looks like Gladiator overstayed his welcome, just a bit too far in enemy territory. Really think if he tries to, if he can somehow win back water and just hold out until expert player wakes up, then maybe they have a chance in this game. Because they're not winning this bottom side, right? Like
no, you can't.
Prolays is like he's firmly ahead of Raiden at this point. Yeah, Prolays actually has science too. He has way more knowledge.
Yeah, and then Prolays again is a little bit stronger than Raiden, so he should be able to close it out even without advantage. So
yeah, this one's looking pretty doomed for MoC, despite their they had a pretty rocky start with Prolays raiding them so much early, but honestly, I felt like the game got back to even because Gladiator did so well. Just honestly, I really feel like expert player has not had very much impact to this game.
Yeah, it just Prolays' early thing may have thrown him off. Otherwise, he should be playing better.
Like he, we've seen him in other games. He's definitely played pretty well, but this game, I think he's definitely off his game. Jatten's gonna go back for pyramids because he can afford it. He's a very
Jatten
rich.
loves his pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the power of Germans. Look at his metal. It's almost already maxed. Food, wood already maxed. So it's just Germans. You can fill out everything.
Yeah, and if you look at Gladiator's economy, his food income and food and wealth have really suffered because they lost water. They're just like unable to field larger food and wealth incomes because you just don't have as many fish you don't have as much access to those fish, which is crucial for a map like this.
Yeah, gold. Yeah. On
this side, Jatten and Fatabi are going to start pressuring, but they don't feel, they don't need to get anything done here. I think they have Pappy, so they just get to age 4 faster, and then they kill on land. So that will be a very nice spot for them. And I think in this spot, honestly, I'd love to see expert player rotate over to the bottom side just to give Raiden a hand, because I think Saratoga is very exposed. I mean, considering if you look at where Fatabi and Jatten are located, at least army-wise, it's going to take forever to get back over there.
Yeah, and then they won't know until he reveals himself. So and
Yeah.
Iroquois can hide. So yeah, he should go over there maybe.
Man, I think that's
there's no hope on this.
there's no hope on this top side. Like he has no army.
top side.
There's literally nothing. And Gladiator, you know, he did lose a lot of units there, and he's struggling to fight back with water. But at this point, WL are just a little bit too far ahead for them to make something happen. Here we see Raiden definitely making good use of these crossbows. I think Proles, you know, he obviously, I think he would love to have some crossbows right now, because crossbows are just way better than these heavy archers. These heavy archers kind of suck. But it looks like Proles just has more units. Definitely a stalemate on this side,
if
though.
you look at Yellow, it actually has better eco than Proles. I wonder what's going on there.
Yeah, I think Proles is just
food is
invested
going
more
down.
in army, and it looks like, you know, it looks like there's.
You the man.
It looks like Jadden's able to snipe a bunch of heavy ships from Gladiator. Fortunately, just building heavy ships alone won't win you the water, and now Fatabi with these 4 caravels is going to clean up everything in the water, and that's probably going to be the death knell for MoC in this game. They can't come back after losing water that hard.
No, I mean, yeah, and then poor Gladiator, man, he was really popping off.
Yeah.
1v2, you're gonna lose every time.
Yeah. Especially against such seasoned players as this, it's just really hard to do anything. He's still getting raided in the back by these vandals, these barbarians. Well, they're called vandals, and the old ones are called barbarians. But you know, he's getting raided.
Yeah.
The Viking power is strong. If you see the little hat there, and Proles is also raiding Raiden on this. Yeah, Proles is also raiding Raiden on this backside. So again, you know, looks like pretty much all is lost for MoC. I wouldn't be surprised to see them call it GG's
What time
here.
are you at?
I'm at 26-17.
Okay, 26.
Yeah. Looks like at the end of the day, Raiden just lost a lot more units than Proles, and I think Proles is getting ready for a charge here very soon. If you look at Raiden's army size compared to Proles' army size, it's just Proles just has a lot more units. Raiden only has 2 elephants, and that raid in the back has really hurt him. These 2 knights.
Yep, these top level guys are gonna be able to raid you, so he's just showing it.
Yeah. Gladiator's been investing heavily in the water here, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be good enough. Unfortunately, he's just too far behind comparatively, and it looks like they're going to take a terrible fight here for expert player. Doesn't have armor against the larger, better composition army for Fatabi, as well as all these crossbows from Jadden. And Gladiator doesn't have enough crossbows, so it's going to be an utter massacre. Actually, expert player somehow managed to lose all of his heavy infantry. I was expecting him to like get away with like half of them or something, but he just like kind of walked them in, and then they all died.
Oh wait, no, they're in the siege. They're in the siege factory.
Oh, never mind.
Factory.
Okay, I was like, how did they all die?
Yeah, that looked weird.
Yeah. This is
how can you fit so much stuff in there? What the heck?
20. This is one of those things about Rise of Nations that doesn't make sense. Garrison size. The siege factory is the same size as the stable, but the stable has 10, and the siege factory has 20. Yeah, Gladiator calls it. I mean, the game's over.
Yeah, Jadden's already going to Age 4, so
yeah,
very soon. Yep,
yeah.
GG. And then
GG
Proles took the city down bot as well.
Yeah,
he already took the city.
So, at the end of the day, so what can we learn from this game? Well, one, Gladiator played an amazing game. Like he was really keeping his team in it. He was fighting 2v1 in water like the whole time. He had a decent sized army for a good push, and he also set himself up for the late game. Like he was crushing this game. His teammates, you know.
All right. Yeah, on Raiden's case, Raiden can't get any crap because Raiden had the worst spot and did amazingly. He's perfectly okay there. The only issue was, I think Proles got thrown off pretty hard. Proles. Yeah, threw expert player off his game because expert player just looked a little lost after that. But hopefully they bounce back the next game, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, we can take a quick look at the stats here. We see Proles is the most kills. Admittedly, that's because he took the city. And you know, Gladiator, he has the largest army on his one of the largest armies on his team, and he's the one constantly throwing units away in the water or trying to fight in the water, and you just can't keep up with 2 players for that long. That's, you know, right? This game is a team game, and if your teammates don't really have that much impact, there's not much you can do about it. All right, That's going to wrap up game number 1. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break while I change rooms because I need to change rooms. And we are going to be back in a moment. So see you then. That's going to be game 1 going to WL. We'll be back in around 5 minutes. All right, hey everyone, welcome back. So we are going to jump into game number 2 very soon. I'm just going to take a quick moment to say hello to some of the people in the chat. See Emerald, Mage, Rala, Enriquez, Alex, how's it going? I see Alan as well, and Fatabi, even though you're not supposed to be talking, although you did apologize. And we did see that you killed a zillion ships with one raft, so good job. Anyways, welcome to the chat if you're just joining us. It was a pretty exciting game number 1 for MoC versus WL. At the end of the day, WL weren't able to take that victory, and it is match point. So we're gonna have to see what sort of strategies MoC can pull out to win this next 2 games if they want to stay in contention for top 8. Shall we get started here?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, Resonations, and we got this. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we're on Sahara this time. That's MoC's choice of map. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. So for MoC, we've got the Tier 2 player is Octave, so it looks like they've swapped out Gladiator. Tier 3 is Expert player with French, and Tier 4 is Raiden with Maya. On the other side, we've got Tier 2 is Jatin with Bantu, Proles with Greeks, and Fatabi with Maya. Definitely an interesting choice for them to swap out Gladiator there for Octave, but it may be fueled by a availability issue.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you like about the nations? I think the only one they have in common is Maya, it seems. Otherwise, the nations are very different.
Yeah, Maya for Tier 4 is correct on this map, just because they're so fast and you can adapt to whatever's happening. And then as far as Jatin, Jatin on Bantu is perfect because Jatin knows how to raid very well. So I'm looking forward to see his raids. Octave British could do all right because they're actually pretty good at defending, so maybe he can counter some of that. Proles Greeks, interesting pick. I'm not sure what he's going for with that. And then French on this map is there's a lot of wood sometimes, and French could utilize that. And their Despot Militia, very active map, so we can see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for French. Like, I think a lot of other people have lower opinions, but man, whenever I see French on Sahara, I'm like, French, chef's kiss. So I'm
Perfect,
definitely looking for Expert player to have much more of a much better game than last game, because it really felt like he was stymied by the early raid from Proles. And on the other side, I'm definitely interested to see what sort of strategies Proles comes up with. This Greeks pick, it's not really one that you expect for a Sahara map. But
exactly,
we've seen some definitely interesting plays from Greeks players in the past, so can be quite effective. And of course, we'll keep our eye on Jatin as a Bantu player. He's going to be the one making the moves on the map for the most part, raiding his opponents and getting things done. So that should be very exciting. Who do you think has a better share of nations?
I actually like WL's better because Bantu and then Greeks. We forgot to mention Greeks heavy cavalry can be all over the map, especially in Sahara. So I actually prefer WL's. Just because they picked raiding nations. Yeah,
I get you. They're picking nations that are naturally going to be in their opponent's faces a bit more, because British and French, sure they can raid and stuff, but they really are. They need a little bit of time to get going. So let's take a look at where the players are located. We can start with MoC this time. On the top side, we have the white French player, Expert player. On the left side, we have the yellow Mayan player, Raiden, and then kind of wedged in the middle here, we have the green British player Octave, and he's gonna be in for a rough one, I think. His wood camp, unfortunately, if you look at the wood camps, it looks like WL have literally all the wood. It just so happens that they spawn there, and so it's a bit unfortunate for them. If you compare, Fatabi has a +8 and Proles is a +8, whereas Octave is a +6. Anyways, for WL, we've got the purple Mayan player Fatabi here, as well as his ally, the blue Greeks player Proles. And then on the bottom side, we've got the red Bantu player, Jatin. So, yeah, what do you think? Who do you think, placement-wise, this favors?
Oh, definitely WL. If you grab the center on this map, your chances of winning are very high. So, MoC are already starting on the back foot. and we're going to see what they're able to do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty rough. Admittedly, British are pretty good at defending, especially if they get the time to throw down a couple towers, but I'm not sure if, Jatten can give them that time. It really feels like it's going to be a lot on this French player to actually, like, be the aggressor, right? Because most of the time being the aggressor in Rise of Nations is the way to win the game. Like, that is how you win. Because, like, being in your opponent's face,
yeah, I mean, it does depend on the setup.
Yeah, of course.
You can be equally good at defending, and you can counter the raids and just boom more than the raider, because raiding takes eco. So
yeah, that's fair.
It's a two-way flip.
Yeah, definitely interested to see Raiden really help out Octave with the defense here. I mean, these are two of the best defensive nations in the game, for British and Mayan. Mayan, if the Mayan player gets up a city, like on the forward city on the bottom side here, I mean, it's going to be really hard to crack. And also the British archers with the long-range towers, can be quite effective at defending early on.
Yeah, but the issue is, what are they defending?
Yeah, exactly.
W has the better position. So
yeah.
It's not like they can use their defensive for anything.
Yeah, it's gonna
WL, if they just out, they will win that way. There's just so many ways for WL to win this position.
It's really going to be up to expert player to get something done with this French, I think. Like, because it's pretty clear that Octave and Raiden have to be in the middle, right? They have to fight in the middle. And it's going to be up to expert player's choice of whether he pressures Patabi or he booms up, or what sort of strategy he's going for. But I think he's gonna pretty much all eyes are on him this game, aside from Jatten, obviously. We can take a quick look at the rune counts here.
Superstar. Yeah, go ahead.
Octave has nothing. Everybody else has a reasonable count, but Octave he's got 1 rune, so that's pretty awkward. He does have a very fast start though. He's actually going to go for double mill 1 from MoC here. Double mill 1, that's alarm bells. We've got commerce 1 for WL. So it looks like they might be in a bit of trouble. The barracks from Raiden is already almost finished, and it looks like it has gone unscouted thus far. And Octave is also
if you look,
gonna get his
Jatten's
barracks.
even texted, check for racks, please, in the chat. So
yeah, and Jatten's gone commerce 1.
So.
They haven't seen it yet, technically, but if they don't see it soon, this could be a bit of an issue. Obviously, this wood camp is really nice for prolays, having it's protected on the backside, but also if your opponent puts an archer in front of the city there, it can be easy to snipe these citizens. Admittedly, this is a Mayan city, so the 10 range on this should be able to deter most archers, but just if you're Octave, you throw down he's actually going to throw down a tower, which is... Yeah. Just barely outside the range, actually. So once again, this tower doesn't do anything. It's obviously an aggressive tower.
It was mostly for his defense of the wood. I don't think he was trying to hit somebody.
Gotcha. I guess he was expecting a mill from his opponents. Now these Battle Mob Slingers are here from Raiden.
Yeah, just 1, I guess. 3 villagers will fight it off.
Yeah, he's gonna go back for Commerce 1. Definitely kind of wish MoC would have committed more to the raid if they had snuck around this top side and raided Fatabi or sent units to Jatten. I think that would have been a very nice raid there. Let's take a look at...
Yeah, I mean, just the positioning. His barracks is so far away from the wood. It's
pretty
bad
awkward.
Barrack spot if you want to go for that. And then again, you're already very slow because of that as well.
Yeah.
You might think you want to mill 1 because you're right in front of their face, but most times you're going to get outplayed. Just if WL, they know they're safe, they know they don't need to worry about mill 1, and MoC picked the wrong decision.
Yeah, and Jatten here, he's pinged out, he says, use heavy infantry are coming to this dye merchant, use it and leave. And this is a really nice choice. I mean, Prolays has already used it, Jatten's going to click up and use it and then immediately leave. And he's ran the money. There's a heavy infantry and a slinger heading over, and it looks like he's going to be able to save this merchant, maybe? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. The merchant might go down here. Yeah, I think he loses it. Pretty unfortunate for Jatten there, but at least he did get to use the power of the merchant. Let's take a quick look at the rares while the game gets more fired up here. So for WL, they've got dye, as we saw before. They've got bison, and then in the back there's silk, wine. Moving further along up and to the right, they've got copper, sugar, peacocks, diamonds, furs, and cotton. On the other side, for MoC, they've got wine, kind of. And then on the left side, there's silver and salt, although those are pretty easily contestable. In the back corner, there's obsidian, marble, relics. There's spice next to Tikal. And then further along, there's wool, tobacco, On the top side, there's horses. There's Pappy next to Cherbourg, Amber, and then Citrus. So overall, I think the rares, especially if WL are able to protect this back corner, the right corner, the rares are definitely in their favor, but it can be, you know, I wouldn't
sugar,
count...
furs, diamonds on
Yeah.
Sahara, that's perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't count MoC out of it, of course, because these rares are very raidable, and also, if they can protect salt, silver, and horses, the French player is going to have a very nice game. Looks like everybody's just getting their mill up, or their first cities up. Raiden's going to go for a pretty back city, actually. I'm surprised he didn't put it more forward, especially given he's the mine player, but it looks like he wants to protect his caravan routes more. And the French player has chosen to civ to the right side, so he's not. It looks like he's not going to be connecting with his allies in the center quite yet. Jadden's chosen to civ one on the right. He's actually cived pretty defensively if you take a look. Great Zimbabwe, and then there's the city of Kamnama on the bottom corner, and then Dum Barere. They actually have gems as well, which is actually something I missed on the first run through. That is an insane rare in this spot. So scratch all...
just very good rare gems, very underrated. A lot of people don't think it's good, but trust me, it's you can set up very different plays with gems. So
yeah, I mean, I
actually prefer WL's rares just because sugars, furs, diamonds, gems is too much.
I mean, they're very good rares, especially if they can protect these back rares. It is again, the game is. I'm looking at the French player and I'm saying, wow, this has to be a good despot game. He's got horses, he's got silver, salt, there's wine. I mean, those are some pretty nice rushing rares. There's also a couple of good wealth rares around the map. Like, I think he needs to get something done as the French despot, and I like that he's not going science here. Just hopefully he could go for an all-in and just kill his opponent, or at least set his opponents far back enough that Octave and Raiden have a little bit of space to breathe. Yeah,
no. Just this is why WL cived back, because they already have the positioning. They just wait this out and they will win.
Yep.
So it's up to MoC.
Yeah. I would love to see some like nice sneaky play where they sneak to Jadden's capital, because it is kind of like far away and it's tough for him to rotate. But I'm not sure if that will happen.
No. Jadden wouldn't let that happen. He's scouting with his 3 units. He already has vision, so he's always one to put a watchtower down as well. He'll be fine.
Yeah. We've got 2 slingers running past each other, but it looks like Raiden is the first one to pay attention. He's going to chase away these Umpakati. Let's take a look at each player's scouting. Looks like WL have scouted silver, but MoC have not. So that's a really bad news for MoC.
Oh god,
yikes.
The season of giving. Yeah, they just gave away another. But again, that's pretty much. It's actually a little contested. You could go either way. That rare.
Yeah. Jadden's scouting around. It looks like he's going to barely miss salt, which is definitely very fortunate for MoC. But Jadden and Proles are aging, and that's a very bad sign for MoC here. Merchant is getting raided in the back by a citizen, but it looks like it's going to be okay. It's going to get saved by this archer from expert player. These archers from Jadden are going to be really annoying. They're going to start pecking away at Raiden's wood line, and his units are out of position. He's going to have to walk all the way back to go save them.
Yeah, he's going for a tower, I think.
Yep, he's going to throw down a tower. I'm at 1050. I mean, obviously the tower is good to prevent further raids, but I think it's going to be hard to pick off or to defend against these units because they just run away against his slingers.
Yeah. So tower long term is great. It's fine.
If we take a look at the scouting, it's clear that WL have done a way better job of scouting. MoC have no idea what's happening on the other side of the map, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a little just mind games. I think they're a little afraid maybe of WL because you should be able to. I know these guys are very good and they can scout better than that.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely very sloppy scouting overall. French player has aged up using spice, horses, and amber. Again, I'm looking at the French player primarily here because that's I think
their
that
only
could
hope.
be. Yeah, that's pretty much their only hope at this point. And expert player's got the right idea. He's going for a second barracks. He's going to throw down a senate. He's going to have an okay middle income. He really needs to be using that salt, which he is going to use. And I think he needs to just kill Fatabi. I think obviously it's going to be tough killing a mine player, but I think that's what he needs to do. And already, you know, we see WL, they're putting their capitals backwards. We see Proles move his capital to Demetrius, Fatabi moving his capital to Tulam, and Jatin moving his capital to Dembare.
It's exactly what we predicted. They already have the center, they already have positioning. All they got to do is wait it out, and they win.
Yeah. Honestly, this game seems like one of those possibly triple despot games, if they have the coordination for it. And it looks like the French player is going to go for that despot, so here we go. Let's see what expert player can get
The
done.
last hope.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it's pretty clear they're very far behind at this point. Octav needs a second tower possibly, but he's just getting his infrastructure up. He should be okay, and it looks like Raiden's also going to go for Despot. And Octav doesn't have enough food for either government quite yet, but I kind of expect him to go for Despot too, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked Sahara. You want an aggressive rushing map, but then Sahara can go either way, and I wouldn't have picked it if I were MoC.
Yeah. So far, expert player has not done a super great job of producing. He needs to make some more units. And it looks like Octav is going to be the one going for Republic.
Okay.
But Proles is going to be ready to age soon. He's gone for that Science 2 build, that Mill 2 Science 2 build. So he's going to age very fast. And that is pretty much the death knell to any sort of rush that doesn't deal critical damage. Because crossbows, you can't attack into an H2 army with crossbows. Nice raid here from expert player on the backside. He's going to raid furs. Obviously, it would have been nice to have this earlier, but, you know, it better late than never, you know?
Yeah, actually, Jatin hasn't got for Mill 2 yet, so I guess it does worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this British senator is just, it's very bad, actually. He has no way to fill out that eco, and now all the other team has to do is get attrition, and yeah, it's just very bad decision.
Yeah, I really don't like it. And Fatabi's renamed the city to Gandalf's Beard. That's pretty funny. I mean, okay, so if we look here, expert player's gone double production buildings, 2 stables, 2 barracks. So I see a lot of players doing this, and I'm like, where are you getting the resource? Is it like I think they think they need this production? It's just because they don't actually need this much production, because they're just not constantly producing. Like, you can get away with a French despot with 1 and 1. Like, I have definitely done it before.
Two barracks and 1 stable. That's all you need.
Or, yeah, like even I've gotten away with games where I go 1 barracks, 1 stable. Like, obviously 2 is better, but like you don't need 4 production buildings, and it's just because you're not spending your money that you think you need that many. Looks like WL haven't scouted sugar, so that's a plus for MoC. But big battles here on this top side. Looks like Fatabi's possibly gonna lose some archers here, except expert player may lose a chevalier to a bribe. It's gonna be close. I'm at 1447. Looks like it's gonna make it out okay. He's gonna start another bribe, which is nice of him.
Yeah, I don't know why expert player's a little afraid. He wins this. He has more horses.
Yeah.
He should have killed Fatabi's units. I don't know what Fatabi's doing out all the way over there.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing very aggressive. Like, I think, you know, he's now going back for Mill 2. He went for Civic 2. I mean, if this is not the time to punish them, they have to. The French player has to punish him here. Like,
yeah, go for his cap, because the center Wood City is way too enclosed.
Yeah,
he just needs to go to Tulam, and maybe that's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, and also this is a problem, right? Because on the oh my goodness, look at how much army there is for Octav and Raiden. They have a lot of army compared to their opponents. Obviously, oh no, greedy Proles going for Com 2 instead of aging. Oh no, this could be an utter disaster for them.
The silver made him go too confident. Now there's a chance. Now there's an opportunity. They need to pull militia. They need to go all out for this city.
Yeah, it looks like he does not have attrition. He's researching it now. I would love to see Raiden pull a bunch of militia here, or actually,
if you see Jatin's pulling his militia for defense, this is perfect play. Because if they hold the city, they auto win. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, assuming Fatabi doesn't just straight up die on this top side. I'm at 1603, and they're gonna go for a charge. There's a lot of units here. I have no idea who wins this fight. Allegiance is almost finished for Octav, so that's definitely gonna help them out a lot, especially considering Octav doesn't have.
Militia's here.
doesn't have Despot.
Attrition's taking into effect. This is where that senator doesn't make sense, but here we go.
There is a lot of chaos happening. Both sides are just pouring in units. 2 towers from Prole is definitely helping out a lot. It looks like they've got this WL. I mean, these militia are just knocking out all of the front line, and yeah, it's gonna be a sound victory.
No. Yeah. Jatton played it perfect there. He brought the most militia and was able to keep that because all they have to do is hold that. And then if you look topside, Fatabi's dealing with the French player.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
He needs to go for the cap. This is just why take the city? There is eco here, but everyone can rotate and defend the city. They can all help Fatabi.
Also, expert player really just not spending his resources. He's like, I mean, he's microing, and he's microing decently, but hello, like, please spend your money.
300, 200, 200, 100. Yeah, 200 gold.
Like,
oh
man,
my God.
there's infinite Q for a reason, and he's actually like he's losing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel like if he just pumped out more units early, he actually wins this. But instead, he's.
I think they're gonna call it.
Yeah, Joktav is gonna call it, and that's gonna be GG. Wow. Really
Proles gave him a chance, but no.
Proles, the greedy Commerce 2 build. Hello? Build, you know.
If there was British Despot and pulled all militia, they take that city.
Yeah,
even
they take that city, yeah.
A million militia.
Yeah.
They had a chance with that, but...
Yeah, but unfortunately for MoC, the rares are just really not in their favor, and, you know, expert player gave it his best shot, but the execution was just a little bit off, and unfortunately, so oftentimes, these games are won by small margins. I really feel like if Octave had gone Despot and been a bit more all-in, or expert player has done the execution a little bit better, the game is, you know, winnable for MoC. But at the end of the day, they lost both sides, and yeah.
If you look like just if you word it out and just speak it out, he has 175 commerce cap, and he's at 90, 110. Because he has no space to fill out the eco, and it's decision like these that make the difference between the top level and then some of the other guys. But it's just the mistakes you can look forward to fixing, and yeah, it was just the positioning was tough, and they gave it their best shot.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up this series. I'll take a quick look at the stats here. I mean, you can see expert player, he's doing the best, right? Fatabi's lost a lot of units compared to him. It's just like, unfortunately, Raiden and Octave were not able to.
Fatabi was doing.
Well, I mean, admittedly, it's really hard to win 1v1 against French Despot, so I think Fatabi was trying his best, but...
I mean, but just his archers being a mile away from his city was a little weird.
Yeah, that was a little bit like that was a little throwy. I'm surprised that expert player didn't punish him more. But yeah, that is going to do it for this series. I'm going to update the score quickly. So that means WL are into the top 8 and MoC are knocked out. So congratulations to WL there. And unfortunately for MoC, they'll have their chance next year.
Yeah, they're very well done. I know these guys had a history since this, like, they had a rematch first in the normal bracket, and then they both met each other in the second one. So
yeah,
cool game.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up today's cast. Hope everybody enjoyed the cast today. We see Fatabi. I do think one of the funnier like gags of Ether Pair's casts, at least, like it's the awkward thing where I say awkward a lot. It's the mouse clicking, which is really loud, and it's the Fatabi's random nickname where he's like eat the salt or something. It's pretty entertaining. Anyways, we hope you have enjoyed today's cast, and I definitely enjoyed it. And we're going to be seeing some other matches coming up soon. I believe a couple teams were given extensions for various reasons. So I think it's not. So we're not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure when they'll come out. But look forward to the next game, or tomorrow's top 8 draw. That'll be on Jadden's channel. And that's gonna wrap up today's cast. Hope everybody enjoyed. This is AS Ether Pair signing off. You want to say bye, Filisberto?
Oh yeah. Goodbye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And thought we were going off, but it was good. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. All right. See you all.
We're growing slowly,
Yeah.
one subscriber at a time. All right, see you guys.
See you.